Welcome to Ultimate Decades Challenge. Who died already? I just started. Come on. This is NPCs. It's fine. No one important died. Anyways, welcome back to Ultimate Decades Challenge. We survived famine. Kind of. Cora did. But she's the only one of our legacy who survived famine. We're still at Greenwood's house. Grandparents had baby. This is Moses, their youngest child. I am questioning my decision last episode to let them have another child. They are a lot closer to elderhood than I thought, so that's going to be interesting. We will start this episode at their house. I kinda want to do like a time skip, but not really. I will still play through these years of Cora just being child growing up at Greenwood's house, but I'm not going to show you it in all of the details as I usually do in these episodes. I'm just going to show you the highlights. It's year 1318 now, and in year 1320, Peter will be 16 years old. Peter is basically the only Cora's relative. Greenwood's not related by blood to her. They're just really kind to offer her a home for the time being. Peter, her older brother, will be 16 years old, and I think at that point he'll be old enough to take care of her. So in 1320 we will go back to the Burning Brook, for now still Burning Brook house. But this very quiet period of living with grandparents, not much happening because Cora is still a child, and all the things she will do is like forage because she needs this skill and just spend time with Greenwood's family. This quiet period gives me an opportunity to talk about future stuff, like the fact that we're losing Burning Brook last name. I talked about it in the previous episode, but at the very end of it, and I think that not much people watch an hour-long episode until the very end. Because Cora is female sim, and we in 14th century, when she will marry, our legacy name will change to her husband's last name, and I thought it would be fun to choose this name together. It is very sad that we lost Harold, but we need to find something positive in this whole situation, and the only positive is that we now can choose a new family name together. And so I asked for your suggestions in the previous video, and I asking for them again in this video, just in case, so more people would have a chance to see and suggest last names. There was a comment on the previous video with a bunch of very beautiful last names. Rain Court is very clearly my favorite because I named Dragon Rain. But what I planning to do is to collect all of the name suggestions in the comments and make a poll on the community tab so we can vote together and choose last name together. This is one part of Cora's future, and another part of it is also that she will have to marry one day, and I thought it could be fun if we could also choose her future husband together, and if you want you can create her future husband. So also at the very end of previous episode I said that if you want you can create a potential bachelor for her and upload him to the gallery with hashtag, and I messed up with hashtag. I suggested LunaGamesUDC with underscores because I did not know that underscores don't work on the gallery. This is news for me. I am very sorry if you wanted to upload the sim and it confused you, and thank you for telling me in the comments. There's actually already three potential bachelors on the gallery, and all of those people were a lot smarter than me and just removed underscores from the hashtag. So if you want to upload sim to the gallery to be Cora's potential bachelor, the working hashtag is LunaGamesUDC but without underscores. This is very awkward. Oh, and by the way, I'm showing you Cora's life with Greenwood on the screen while talking about this. Moses, Greenwood's youngest son, is redhead for some reason. None of his parents has red hair. I don't know why he's redhead, but he's very cute. Anyway, what I was doing with Greenwoods is kind of recovering from famine, planting plants, summer plants, because we're in summer now, buying new animals, foraging, stocking up on the food. But because we already have 3 bachelors, I want to show them to you. And if there is going to be any new ones, I will show them in the next video, and after that I will make a poll where we vote for them. Probably with just like pictures of their faces. If you have better ideas of how can we choose which one of them will be Cora's future husband, tell me in the comments, because my main idea is just poll on community tab. A stream? I don't know. I'm scared. You will hear how many mistakes and pauses I actually make when I speak. My ability to speak English is actually just magic of editing. Let me show you our potential bachelors. As you can see, hashtag LunaGamesUDC without underscores is working. If you put underscores, it would just cut off after Luna, which is very general hashtag used for many different things on the gallery. We have 3 different bachelors from 3 different people. We have this guy. His name is Conrad, and I love Cora for the win. A little message here. We're going to download him so I can show you them in a bit more detail. He's Conrad, last name TBD, and he's loyal, self-assured, and loner. Loyal, loner. That's interesting combination of traits actually. And Cora is self-assured. They match. Now we have a Rosewood, another possible bachelor. I don't have his clothing, sorry, he's very naked. Let me put something on him, just anything. Thomas Rosewood. I don't know if you intended Rosewood to be one of the options for new last name, but I will put it as one of the options for new last name when we do the poll. And he's animal enthusiast and glutton. And the last bachelor so far that we have is this guy, and he comes with backstory. He grew up in the forest after his parents died in the famine. He survived through hunting and eating wild plants. He's gloomy and loves the outdoors. He still misses his parents, but since their death he loved nature and animals because they kept him alive. His name is not decided yet. I read Jasper placeholder and it looks visually like a last name. It's funny to me that my brain decided that it is his last name. I will put it as one of the options on the poll, just for the joke. Maybe I should put them all in the same outfit. I'm just going to give him this pretty generic outfit. And I will have to remove your head for the picture, sorry. Smile for the picture, Jasper. You can take a closer look at him. He does look gloomy, he matches his personality quite well. And let's put other boys in the same outfit. It doesn't mean that I will end up using this outfit, probably. I quite like it. It's simple but like nice. So this is Thomas in the medieval outfit, and we also will take a picture of him. This is him up close with his red curly hair and freckles. And this is Conrad. We're also going to put him in the medieval clothing. Conrad is young adult and we will have to age him down into teenager because in the 14th century you can marry characters at 16 years old. And I feel like Cora could use those for extra years that Edmund did not have for making babies. He also looks older than other two. This is interesting. I'm trying to describe them but without influencing you too much. And this is him up close. He has dark brown hair and blue eyes. I may take another picture of him without his beard. Honestly, I like him without beard more. I like how they all different. They have very different vibe, both in their personalities and appearances. I don't have favorite. I thought that I have favorite before I looked at them up close, but I have a vision for each one of them, for dynamics that they could potentially have with Cora, and this is fun to think about those ideas. The vision that I have for Cora's personality, she's already self-assured, and she went from fussy toddler to self-assured child, and I envision her as very strong. Like her will to live is very strong, and she's like clever and confident and ready to fight all the difficulties that will be on her way. I kinda need her to be this, and this is the vibe that I'm getting from her so far. But she's just a child. But already at this young age, she shows the like very painful side of life because she lost most of her family very young. But also shows that there is people in the world who are ready to show you kindness without asking anything in return. But we will see what her second trait will be because I'm randomizing them. So it's also random, as all of the things in Ultimate Decades. This is our bachelors. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you want to create your own, we still have time. And we're obviously going to choose only one for Cora, but we can keep the others for future generations. This summer that Cora spent at her grandparents was a very rainy one. It rained almost every day, if not actually every day. Alvin, Greenwood's older son, aged up into young adult, and I decided that it's time for him to get married. Also something to occupy myself with while playing with this family. I used an old trick with creating a club with a bunch of single young adults through the get-together clubs and invited them all to their house. His older sister Mabel visited and she was pregnant, so I was very happy for her. It will be her first child and her husband's fifth child. Among single young adults that I invited for Alvin to meet, there was a sim called Alex Moyer, and I feel like I'm supposed to know who she is. She's a townie. She's clearly not randomly generated sim, but I do not remember who she is and where she's coming from. But she was young adult, and she was only one day in her young adulthood, which was like perfect match in age with Alvin. Her name is familiar, her look isn't familiar, but I do not remember where she's from what DLC or town she is. But I decided to pick her. So Alvin was talking with her for quite a while in his bedroom upstairs, and his older sister Mabel chaperoning them, which I feel like annoyed Alvin a little bit. I gave Alex makeover. She was wearing glasses before the makeover, and right before I did that, I was reading about glasses in medieval times, in specifically 14th century and before, and I thought that there was no glasses. So if you have poor vision, sucks to be you. And apparently I was wrong. I read about reading stones, lenses that helped people to read, and also that apparently in 14th century somebody came up with the idea to make smaller versions of those and make like leather frame for them. I know something about the idea of somebody having leather framed glasses in 14th century is fascinating to me. So I gave Alex glasses on the second option of her everyday outfit. So sometimes she could decide to wear glasses. They're not leather framed, obviously, but it just thoughts that were in my head while I was giving her a makeover. I kept her yellow and orange colors. I think she will be a good match for Alvin. Despite the fact that Greenwood is not my main family, and now they're not even related to my main family, it would be nice to know that they all set up for the future. Last Alvin's trait, by the way, is unflirty, so he was quite awkward with all of that, and his first hint that he likes Alex was to give her a shiny rock that he found while mining for salt, but she really liked that and gave him a rose right after that, and I decided that he should plant that rose in front of his house. Also, as one of the highlights of these years, I want to point out that those made honey mead, and Garrett decided to drink his portion while sitting in bathtub. He didn't even had an action to take a bath. He just took his cup and went straight to the bathroom, filled bathtub, and sat in it, drinking honey mead. Next day, Alex and Alvin had their first kiss, and later that day she went with the rest of Greenwood family to visit Mabel, who just gave birth to her baby. Those brought some stew, some milk, everybody sat and ate together. She met her grandbaby, and whilst everybody else was busy with eating stew and meeting new baby, Alvin decided to propose to Alex. That was the best proposal that I saw in The Sims, that I ever recorded in The Sims 4, and I think you can see why. Like 10 out of 10 experience. I'm very sad that it's not like main heir proposal moment. Such a funny two things happening at once. Next day was wedding day. Adults made a sponge cake for a little treat to have after wedding, and Alan and Alex got married in the church, not before being haunted by Harold. He's supposed to be dead, but he just walked in the church while they were getting married, alive but slightly burnt. I don't know what happened to him. Looks like he got struck by lightning. We're hunted by the corpse of Harold. Not even ghost, actual corpse of Harold at the wedding. And this NPC decided to stand right here while Alvin was getting married. I killed him, by the way, after that, through MCC. I made him dead by lightning. And after that, we all ate some sponge cake and also eggs. Our second dish was boiled eggs. That's what we had at home. After people started falling asleep on church benches, I sent them all home. Next day, after Alvin got married, his younger brother Moses aged up into a toddler, and his parents Garrett and Jules aged up into elders. Yes, they already elders with toddler son. I gave them small makeover. I made their hair grey and added more wrinkles to their faces, and also used new skin details with pigmentation, and I like them a lot. They make big difference for creating elderly characters. I also made Garrett and Dulce a tiniest bit shorter than they were. You know how you kind of shrink with age because your spine, how do I say it, compresses? I don't know the proper way to say it in English. But yeah, Garrett and Dulce now elders. After that, life in Greenwood House became a bit of mundane, but like a good mundane. There was enough to do to occupy everybody, and family was slowly growing because Alex got pregnant. The whole time after famine, Garrett and Dulce been very worried about Cora because despite the fact she did survive famine, her health was quite poor after that, and she had a lot of difficulty getting over common colds after, for example, Bill being in the rain too much. Because of that, Dulce tried to keep her in the house a bit more, occupy her with cooking, making candles, very tame indoor activities, which was conflicting with Cora's character. She wanted to run outdoors, go in the forest, forage, or even spend time with Alvin or Garrett while they hunting or fishing. Fishing is something that Garrett started to do a lot as an elder. Cora sometimes even would sneak up out of the house just to go for a walk in the forest and pick some flowers, which often would lead to her being soaked in the rain, which often would lead to her being sick again and having to stay in bed for a long period of time. And she hated those moments, as any child would hate being sick, and she would sometimes tell Garrett and Dulce that she felt like there is monsters around her bed, scaring her at night, suffocating her. Garrett would allow her to sleep in their bedroom on those nights. They both have fear of the dark, so Garrett probably understands how scary things can seem at night. In 1320, Alex gave birth to a baby boy who I decided to name Garrett after his grandpa. And also in 1320, at this point, 16-year-old Peter finished his apprenticeship and decided to move back into Burning Brook's house and also take his sister Cora under his care completely. Also, he now has a wife. He kind of just announced that. This is Rebecca. She used to work as a maid at Peter's uncle's house. That's where they met and fell in love with each other and decided to get married. Mostly doing this because I need to test how marrying teens is even going to work and also how I feel about this. To be honest, to my modern mind, idea that this is two 16-year-olds who started a family is out. Very out, but I do think that Cora really could use those extra years. For now, I don't even know how to make it work. I can only make them like be romantic partners and promise to get married when they grow up. I need to mess with my MCC settings more for that, but I think it's a good idea to test it now on them, because when Cora becomes 16, we're not gonna have time to lose. And now it's time to rebuild, in a way, a Burning Brook farm. I will call this Burning Brook house until Cora gets married and we have a new last name. I want to buy cow, and I don't remember how I did it last time, because I have this little thingies from the mod called free range animals or something like that, that allows you to have animals without their sheds. But I thought that last time I just found cow in debug, but now it's not working. I need to watch my own video to remember how does one obtain a cow without a shed. Another thing that I want to buy is blacksmithing station for Peter. I think we will try to make money with his blacksmithing. The blacksmithing station cost almost 900 simoleons, which is a lot for this family. We're still going to get that for him. Another thing that you need for this is ores, and this mod has ore rocks that you can place on your lot, and when you need ore you can click on that rock and your sim will go and mine it. But I think that having this kind of rock right on our lot is, first of all, way too convenient for the way I like to play this challenge, and also not realistic. So I decided using tool mod to place it off the lot, and I place it kind of far and a bit up high, so Peter will need to make a little walk every time he wants to mine an ore. I also need to sort through inventories and figure out what we're going to plant. I gave Cora quite a bit of vegetables and fruits. I think Greenwoods would not send her with nothing. I don't think we're going to plant summer vegetables just because we have only 2 days left in the season, and I took the good amount of blueberries and blackberries from Greenwoods, and those two things are the only things that you could plant in the summer, which is going to prepare for autumn planting season. I sent Cora to clean and feed our dragon. Rain been left unattended for years. Who knows what she got up to? Maybe I need to find custom content decorations that look like bones, sprinkle them around her. She's been busy keeping herself well fed, but she probably been quite lonely. And now Cora just coming up to her like, hey, I never touched you before, but now it's just me and you. Little girl and her dragon against the rest of the world. We will be working on Cora's dragon taming skill slowly over time. I forgot to do something. I said that when Peter comes back from his apprenticeship, I will roll d10 to decide how much he learned. What number we get, that's how high his blacksmithing skill will be. So let's do that. 5. It could have been better. I was hoping for better. And we have fire on our lot. That's Rain. She does it sometimes. Let's put his blacksmithing skill to use and go and try to create something. Maybe we'll start with something that we can use, like a shelf, for example. If I want him to make steel shelf, we need 1 steel ingot. In order to make steel ingot, we need iron ore. I love that this mod adds steps to crafting. I usually enjoy complicated crafting systems in games. And while he does that, Rebecca will go forage, because currently she has no foraging skill. This is what mining looks like. This whole time we've been living next to this snail statue that comes with cottage living, and you can search under the statue. It's like one of the actions that you can do, and you can find something underneath it, and you can also leave gifts for others to find underneath the statue, and I never done that. So we're going to say that Cora discovered that somebody leaving gifts under that statue that's been there the whole time, and she found a crystal underneath it. Not very useful for us. I don't know what we can leave. Maybe a flower. Let's leave a flower for somebody. And now I will send her home. She's spooked now because she's afraid of the dark. And also Peter finished mining his rock, but it's pretty late already. I think we're just going to go to bed and he will do his crafting tomorrow. Hold on. I think our dragon aged up. He's massive. Sorry, she's massive. Okay, this is exciting. I put Rain in the forest so she can be a little bit hidden from some random people, but she's not hidden anymore. It's such a huge animal, it would be very hard to not notice massive red dragon in the forest. Maybe if you're colorblind, she kind of blends in with the trees. I will mark this day in my Ultimate Decades spreadsheet where I'm marking everybody's birthdays. I decided to send Rebecca to fry us some fish on a community grill here next to the river. I'm making Rebecca to cook 1 portion at a time, mostly because I want to raise her cooking skill. It's like having a nice picnic, eating some fish next to the river. And also today is summer harvest. We did not have summer crops growing, so we have nothing to harvest, but we can plant fall crops today. I'm kind of missing the look of massive garden growing, so I'm excited to make them plant crops again. It also feels like finally going back to normal life. Corin cannot plant because she does not have high enough mental skill. It has been a tricky part with mental skill for children because you need it in order for them to garden, but you don't have anything to raise it. Usually I would use chess table or homework to raise their mental skill. We have neither. So the only thing that Cora can do is to water plants. So she needs to garden to raise her mental skill, and she needs her mental skill to garden. So now she's just waiting while adults are planting plants so she can water them. We can pet our huge dragon. I forgot a little bit how big they are. Maybe it's just in the comparison to a child. I kind of wish that she could fly a dragon now. She reached dragon taming level 2. Cora now can discuss dragon taming with other sims and make offerings to a dragon. Oh, let's make an offering. We have a crystal. Rain didn't like this gift. Okay, Rain said I'm not interested in shiny rocks, and Rain started a fire. That's great. I think she's offended by that crystal. It's already 6 p.m. and we finally planted everything, and I sent them to town center so we can buy crops that we don't have. We almost did not have enough time to do that. And we also met Alex here. Harold continues to haunt us. Now he's inviting Peter to Romance Festival. That just should not be happening for very many reasons. Let's let's go and do what we came here for, buy vegetables. The grocery shop doesn't have mushrooms for some reason, but at least it had few carrots. Okay, garden shop has mushrooms, that's good. And also oversized crops. In 14th century we can plant watermelons and mushrooms as our oversized crops. I will also buy a couple of piles of wool. Maybe either Rebecca or Cora will knit. Okay, for now let's go home and plant carrots and mushrooms that we bought. It's next day morning, fall has started. Well, Rebecca will roast us some chestnuts and Peter starts on his blacksmithing work. Cora going to water everything that we planted yesterday. And we planted a lot. We've been visited by Brianna, one of Greenwood's daughters. I think Brianna and Rebecca distracting Peter a little bit from his work. Also, this is very loud. It's not peaceful craft. Now also Alex visiting us. I feel like Greenwood's just trying to look after this poor little family. Also, it's Sunday. I think we should go to church. I'm trying to make them go to church every Sunday. Sometimes I forget. Peter is talking to this child, Omar Scott, half-elf boy. Not like you would be able to tell. I just know that he's half-elf. Cora can say hi to him. Also, church is a good place for her to meet other children from Hanford and Bagley, because we live kind of in the forest, a little bit isolated from the rest of the Hanford. So she has a lot more chances to meet other children here on Sundays. See, here is a whole group of children. Let's say hi to them. One of them I think is Landgraab's daughter, John Landgraab's daughter, and she's went away. Okay, she's too rich to talk to us. I think we spent enough time at the church today. Let's go home. I watched a video on YouTube about MCC settings for Ultimate Decades, and I think I figured out how to make teens able to get married and have children. So Peter is proposing to Rebecca finally. We're pretending like they've been married this whole time, and I need you to get married immediately. I wanted to make Cora watch their wedding, but she doesn't look like she's interested. She's so grumpy. She only cares about riding dragons and chasing bunnies. She doesn't care for love and marriage. Also, she's probably 10. I'm scared of the dark. I forgot about that. It's raining again. We had such a rainy summer, and now it's fall, and I think it will be even more rain. That laundry been on clothesline for a week, and it did not had a chance to dry. And now we need to do laundry again. I think I should move it somewhere. Fortunately, we have this cow shed without a cow, unfortunately. But I can put clothesline in here. I really like this rainy weather in The Sims right now, mostly because it matches weather in real life. Cora does not like it that much. In fact, she's very scared of it. The dragon looks so ominous out there. Why is she coming outside? It doesn't even have any actions. Oh, it is a little bit scary to just see lightnings hit the ground. Oh, she wants to talk to Peter. Yeah, because it makes a lot of sense to come out of warm and dry house outside in the pouring rain to talk. And now he's spraying bugs in the rain. Anyways, I watched episode of Ultimate Decades in which I bought a cow without cowshed to see how I did that. And I did just got a cow from debug menu, but it needs to be modded cow. So I need to choose custom content category and take that cow, not regular cottage living cow. But we cannot afford a cow right now. We're poor. In our household inventory we have a steel shelf that Peter made. I can sell it, but I don't really want to do that. I don't like selling things from inventories if I can avoid it. I like to find more realistic ways to obtain money. For us it would be selling fruits and vegetables. I remember that before famine we used to sell berries to Creature Keeper, and he would often walk around here because there is his house somewhere in this area. I just need to remember where. I don't know why, but I think the stormy weather makes this forest even more beautiful. It's both welcoming and hostile at the same time. Trying to follow the path, find his house, but I'm finding only regular Sims houses. Here, I found it. But Creature Keeper is not around here. For some reason I thought that he's always here. I think Cora knows him. Michael Bell is original Creature Keeper of Hanford. We can just invite him to our house. Maybe he's not here because of the weather. Michael showed up to our house, but he's not creature keeper anymore. He doesn't have a red title above his name. He doesn't have interactions of creature keeper. I thought these cottage living NPCs get replaced when they die, so we will always have a creature keeper, but it not always will be Michael Bell. Maybe because he became an elder he got replaced, but where is the new one? I am getting worried. All I want is to sell my berries to get enough money for a cow. We will try and go to the town center and just sell our veggies and berries to vendors there. Egbert is at the tavern, very fitting for his character. We also have new bartender, which makes sense because previous bartender Sarah died. Let's sell some vegetables. I'm going to sell things that I don't really need in cooking. Oh, dandelions cost 0 simoleons. So basically I'm just giving her bouquet for free. We made more than 400 simoleons. This is very good. This is enough for cow and I think will be enough for our future bills. Peter just dancing in the tavern. We're going to go home. I did everything I wanted to do here. Some locals flirting. Unfortunately, they're not dressed in medieval attire. And those two also flirting. Is this some special night at the tavern? Why is everybody flirting? Now when we have enough money, I can buy us a cow. Also, Michael is still here for some reason. It's been 5 years without a cow. Let's clean her, talk to her a little bit, get familiar with each other. Peter, what are you doing? Why are you just laying on the floor? He's moonbathing. Perfect weather to do that. Michael just warming himself up at the fireplace. He's probably very confused why we invited him. Rebecca making cheese, because we now have milk. And everybody joined cooking. I think they're all just trying to find what to do inside of the house, so they don't have to go outside. Harold's spirit is fading away. Harold is still walking around haunting us. What are you talking about? I've seen him multiple times. We're going to do another breakfast on the community grill. Rebecca will make us some fish. I also told her to light the pile of leaves on fire just for the vibes. While Cora is still at the river, we're going to test Boohoo. I did not test it yet with Peter and Rebecca. Not her entering rebellious phase right as they supposed to Woohoo for the first time. At least it's working. Meantime, Cora spending some quality time with her dragon. Feeding dragon is expensive. You need 24 simoleons to feed him every day. Nothing will happen if you not feed the dragon. She won't fly away or die or anything like that. So we could just pretend like she's hunting for herself. Speaking of that, I did found some custom content bones. Maybe we could place some around her. I put 2 piles of bones next to the rain. She probably hunted some animals, quite big animals, judging by the bones. Cora went to search underneath a snail once again for gifts, and she found a piece of gold. Let's leave a toy. It's Wednesday morning, last day of 1321, played through 4 years almost in this video. And honestly, I feel like nothing happened. Cora will be a teenager in 6 in-game days. I just noticed this guy in the forest. This is our new creature keeper. This is good news, we have someone to sell berries to. I want everybody in this family to meet him, especially Cora. I just have Hanford heart-to-heart interaction, and he told us, some people say Lord Wolp, the founder of Finchwick, had a pet fox, while others insist that he had a pet snail. There are no definitive records either way, but I like to think that Sophie the snail is proof positive that he was a snail man. Why else would there be a snail maze in the Bramblewood? Okay, this is interesting. Hanford lore, and we've just been paying attention to that snail this episode. I wanted to buy animal clothing from him, and he has a lot of cute stuff, but we don't have money for that cute stuff. You can ask to craft clothing, and you need wool for that. Finally, use for my pelts. We can ask him to craft a cowbell using 2 of any wool, and pelt from medieval cookbook mod acts in the place of any wool. Do you still buy berries? Yes, we can sell him our berries, like slightly better price. Or not slightly, it's like 3 times better. I very much intend to follow my old business plan of becoming berry farmers. Maybe we can make it properly happen in Cora's generation. I think I'm going to end this video right here, and game is telling me that Rebecca experiment. Cool. I'm happy for her and Peter, but I don't really want to play with their child. I think when Cora becomes a teenager, I will move Peter and Rebecca out. Who knows, maybe something will happen to Uncle Egbert and Peter will have to inherit his house and blacksmithing shop. But that's where I'm going to end this video with this wonderful news. I hope this is not very boring episode. Leave your last name suggestions, your opinions about bachelors in the comments, or maybe even your ideas for Cora's future. Don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And I see you in the next one. Until then, bye!